Hey everyone, Tutoring back some Dangerous Spiral gameplay. This time heavy on the dangers, right? Also, I'm going second this game, and I've kind of wanted to show off more going second games because the Spiral plays a little bit differently going second. Like your priorities are different, your combo lines are a little different, and you have to play through more things. And that's actually one of the things Dangers are pretty cool at is like they're really good at playing through disruption because you just get so much extra card draw material out of them. In this hand's obviously full up on Dangers. One of the slightly negative things about Dangers is when you get multiple Dangers with the same name, they're more likely to get sniped on activation. So that's a little, it sucks a little bit to have two Tsuchinokos. I'd obviously rather have like any another extender like rescue mission here. But yeah, this is still fine, right? It's still a bunch of extra material, and I'm going second, so like I have more opportunities to not snipe by having extra card in hand. So let's see what my opponent does. My opponent's on Dragon Maid, so as you might expect with kind of any Dragon Maid list, the main thing they're going to do is set up Shio and tidying, right? That's just what they do. And they're basically is like their idea for the deck is like set up a negate, set up like a couple interruptions, maybe a hand trap, and then you just kind of grind the game out because like their cards are all search each other and all special summon each other from the graveyard, and like they're a really grindy control deck more than anything else. But yeah, you can probably expect one, two, maybe three interactions with their last card. So I draw a card and it's Ash. Amusingly, Ash is maybe like not sure I even want to discard Ash off my dangers. It's never bad to discard a non-danger off a danger. But the funny thing is, Ash is my only normal summon in this hand, right? Assuming all my danger draw me into nothing good like Forbidden Droplets or Call by the Graves or something, just all cards I can't really use. It's unlikely, but it could happen. I might just want to normal summon Ash and go into some Haka Firex plays or something. But obviously I'm going to leave off Magician Souls. It's my best, starter. Go ahead and get Master Plan in Graveyard. And I activate Nessie here. And the reason I activate Nessie is my hope is I kind of want to activate my non-Tsuchinoko dangers in the hopes that I can discard a Tsuchinoko, draw a card, and then I would have 4 cards in hand and a Tsuchinoko on field, obviously. And then I could like activate my Tsuchinoko with a 75% chance I won't lose the value of a Tsuchinoko sniping itself. But I hit Nessie, and that's kind of the funny thing about dangers is they'll snipe themselves sometimes, and it's not the best. Obviously, any other card in my hand being hit there would have been better than Nessie. But I can still go get Bigfoot, and that's kind of why I went with Nessie. If I'd activated Jackalope and sniped itself, it would just summon a monster to the field, and that's not really gonna. That's still good, but like it's not ideal. But with Nessie, I can at least get another danger in my hand and kind of do the same thing, right? Activate a danger, try to discard a Tsuchinoko. And I go get Bigfoot because like Bigfoot's the last one in my deck that is, no matter what happens, even if it snipes itself, it's a good effect. Right? I got Mothman and other Jackalopes and other Nessies, but you don't want to get a Nessie because you've already sniped Nessie once. You don't want to get a Jackalope because you've already got one in hand, and you never want to go for Mothman. Mothman's just there because he's level 4. I mean, he's not the worst, but he's not good in these kind of situations. So I'm going to have to get Bigfoot and I discard Ash. Okay, well that's not ideal. It's probably the worst hit in my hand. Besides, actually, maybe hitting Jackalope would have been worse there. So at this point, like, I'm kind of forced to activate my Tsuchinoko because my idea is, like, if I snipe a Tsuchinoko on a 50-50 shot, at least then I have a 2 in 3 chance of not hitting anything. I could activate Jackalope hoping to hit Tsuchinoko, and then I would, summon Tsuchinoko, summon Jackalope, draw a card, and then I would have the same 2 in 3 chance. But actually, that probably would have been better now that I think about it. So, I think I might have played this incorrectly by not activating Jackalope here, or there's a good call like normal summon Ash, maybe even, and activate Jackalope, but I'm still hoping to draw into something better. So I activate Tsuchinoko, snipe Tsuchinoko. At this point, I'm like, okay, 2 in 3 chance, and I hit the Ash again. Great, so I have no normal summon. And I draw on the Sleeper, which is maybe the worst draw in my deck. A Last Resort I could at least still summon, right? But like if I had a Last Resort, I could actually summon Last Resort, activate make some room on my board, like go into some kind of link play or something, like normal summon Last Resort, activate Jackalope, Jackalope snipes itself, get a Mothman out of my deck, and then a 4 plus a 4 is Dugaris. Dugaris is the Master Plan's full combo, baby. But Sleeper's actually the worst draw in my deck here, so sometimes you just get unlucky. So I discard Sleeper. Thankfully, when I activate my Jackalope, I discard a Sleeper, so that's fine. And I draw into a Resort. So Spyral Resort might be the best draw of my deck here, besides maybe a Rescue Mission, because I could discard that off Magician Souls for free and draw a card. But otherwise, Resort's really good because it's a quick fix, and it's a quick fix, but without having to normal summon. I have to because if I drew quick fix here, as you might notice, all my monster zones are full, and I'd have to go into a link play early. Resort here is great because it's both a quick fix and a draw off Magician Souls, as I want it to be. So I activate Resort. My opponent's obviously got to negate this because they don't want me getting my plays. But little do they know is I have a Curious waiting. So this is another example. I think I've shared this a couple of times before. Curious is just good in Spyral as an extender, right? I've got all these dark monsters, and you can typically get into Curious other ways in pure Spyral, though it's much better in Dangers that way. But I can get into Curious here and put a rescue mission from deck into graveyard. And just like I mentioned earlier with Dugaris, you know, having an extra deck monster that can special summon your match plan from the graveyard is full combo at that point usually, especially if you have a normal summon Jet. And Curious requires a little bit more material than Dugaris, but a lot easier setup because Dangers obviously are all dark monsters, and the only thing you have to worry about is types. Funnily enough, there is one slight bit of dyssynergy here. Bigfoot is a beast and Jackalope is a beast, and obviously Tsuchinokos are both reptiles. So I actually can't keep my Magician Souls around to make a Curious because Bigfoot plus Tsuchinoko plus Jackalope doesn't work because he's the same type, and obviously two Tsuchinokos doesn't work. So I have to use Magician Souls plus probably Tsuchinoko plus Bigfoot because that'll leave my Jackalope with my Tsuchinoko. And that sucks because, this card can draw me cards. But you got to do what you got to do. I probably should have gone to Link Rebo first there, but it wouldn't have made a huge difference. So I'll go ahead and go Curious, and Curious is going to go bin a rescue mission. My opponent's actually going to respond to this with Tiding. I think this is a big mistake on their part, though, if my Curious sticks around, they're going to lose this Tiding to like a Nightmare Phoenix at some point anyhow, so I guess it's not really that big a deal at the end of the day. But maybe they're just trying to get me off the material once I've committed to a big play. But as long as Curious's effect goes off, I don't care. So they're gonna send my Curious back, send one of their own monsters back, and I got a rescue mission in the graveyard. And you might be familiar with the situation. I still have a normal summon left. I'm special summoning Master Plan, and I've got monsters on the field with Master Plan to go into Barricade Board Blocker. That is combo. So I go ahead and get rescue mission, and because I've got 3 monsters, I just go ahead and go into Nightmare Unicorn, right? Like that's pretty good. I can clear some of their board while discarding my rescue mission. Yeah, and chain block my Master Plan, of course, so I send their House Dragon Maid back, and go get my Last Resort, or my Spyral Resort and my Quik Fix. So no matter what, the Spyral Resort is going to go get a Super Agent. There was actually a different line here where I go get Drone instead, and like summon Drone, special summon Super Agent, because I've stacked their deck, go into Helix, summon Quik Fix off Helix. Though that's going to be worse, I think, than my play, and I'll show why at the end here. So I'm going to use my Quik Fix, get my Big Red, and then I've got my Quik Fix in rotation. Use Big Red, bring back Master Plan. You know this whole song and dance, right? Master Plan, get Assault, because I've used my normal summon. Now I got to go special summon my Drone via Assault. And I get my Quik Fix in the graveyard and the Super Agent on field, thanks to Helix. And I discard with Quik Fix, summon Quik Fix, get Drone, and summon Drone with Assault. And now that I've stacked their deck, my Double Helix and my Super Agent are turned on. And I've got a rescue mission in graveyard still from earlier, so I bring back my Master Plan to go get my last rescue mission. And at this point, I kind of go into Appaloosa because I've counted out that I've got enough material to OTK them while going into an Appaloosa. So, what if my opponent has Battle Fader or something, right? Play around everything that you can play around safely. So I'll go ahead and get Appaloosa on the field. And I turn these 2 into a Sylvan Princess Sprite as per normal. Get my last discard out of Quik Fix. I could have actually gone to Barricade Board Blocker still, but who cares, right? So I discard, Princess Sprite hits an Ash. I discard my last mission off Quik Fix. Go get my Resort, my last Resort. Activate my Helix, and now the reason why I did it the way I did it is because I can actually just use Helix's effect to get Sleeper out of my graveyard. Because I've actually gone through every rescue mission and assault mission in my deck, so summoning a Master Plan doesn't do anything here. Because I kind of cheesed one out with Curious, I didn't actually have to summon a Master Plan here, and I could just get my Sleeper off Helix. So I kind of just changed the order of how I get my cards. So I can switch to my Super Agent because I know the top card. I can get these 2 off an IP Masquerader. The funny thing here is, I actually don't have a 3 to go into for Access Code Talker, right? I don't have a good way to get into Curious again, and I used my Unicorn to go into Appaloosa, so the only other, I don't have any other 3s in my deck, right? I'm not running a Selene or anything because I don't have room for it, and this deck doesn't need Selene that badly. Your rank 3 play, or your Link 3 play is almost always Curious. So if I'm just going to make a Access Code Talker with a 2, I might as well make it with an IP Masquerader, right? Indestructible Access Code Talker is better than a destructible one. So I turn these two into Axis Go Talker, and this is still obviously lethal. I've got an extra Super Agent, and I still got the Appaloosa on board to make up for that 1,000 attack I lost. So I can just go ahead and Special Summon Sleeper, equip Blast Resort, and that is lethal. And the funny thing is, it's not just lethal, it's lethal with a rescue mission in Graveyard, right? I actually have follow-up. It's like if my opponent does something that I could not even expect, I could still, like, rescue mission back a Super Agent and attack for another 19 in mid-combat. But yeah, this is the end of the game. You know, there's almost, like, maybe my opponent had, like, 2 infinite impermanences. They could imperm, it'd be 23 plus 28. That's only 30, 40, 50, 100 damage. 51 plus 19 is 7,000. No, I could still rescue mission. No, that wouldn't be lethal because I don't have a. I banished my my Helix and my Master Plan. So that's actually maybe a bad move on my part. I could have like left one of these guys in the graveyard instead of my drone. I just kind of like leaving drone in because it's a solid like card to get back off Resort. But maybe it would have been better to keep it a 1,000 attack monster just to play around double impermanence. Though obviously my opponent, because like my opponent couldn't have played the impermanences because they had monsters in the field, though they probably would have set them. So who knows, right? It wouldn't have been reasonable, but it's probably would have been better for me to do that. So yeah, that's the game, and that's Dangers, right? I got a little unlucky, but the Dangers are still very consistent at getting bodies on the field to enable your plays and draw you into your combo pieces like Spyral Resort that forces your opponent's interaction. And yeah, that's a pretty solid Danger game in my opinion. I might not have played it optimally because Dangers are kind of complicated in that way, but you don't have to play Dangers perfectly. They're sometimes they're even idiot-proof for idiots like me. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time. Bye.